You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
What's up, everybody? Bing is for doing. And we're doing SmackDown when? On Friday night, where it belongs, baby. Yeah. Friday Night SmackDown, right after SmackDown. Welcome, everybody. I am Christian Rosenberg. Some people call me professional wrestling's voice of choice. As always, you can be the judge of that. And across the table from me, I got Miss Kaori, Takee. How are you, my dear?
I'm great. I'm glad to be here. It's Friday.
She's
We're
doing the
talking
yes and
SmackDown.
everything.
Yes.
And next to her is not Kofi Kingston.
No.
It is Romar.
He's bigger than Kofi Kingston, actually.
A little bigger.
He really is.
Just a little bit bigger.
How you doing, sir?
Man, I am good. It's Friday night. I
And he
feel
smells
good.
like pineapple.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
Yes, that's good. Yeah.
All right.
That's a good thing. All right.
Well, we're excited because this show, AfterBuzz show, is now on Friday nights. We do it live on Fridays for all our great AfterBuzz fans. And we got the Big Show's music playing because he was the star of the show tonight. He did nothing and was the star of the show, which is how great he was tonight. He barely talked. He was never really in the ring.
I think
Just
he said
stellar.
His nothing was everything, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
less
That's a great
is
way of putting
more.
it.
Less is more.
Yeah, definitely.
It was. I think he deserves an Emmy, at least a nomination
From this role from
Yes.
tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Just-
So we have him, we have AJ, and we have Mark Henry.
Mark Henry from like a couple months ago.
Yes.
Yeah, those
For
are Emmy
2013.
Can we
WWE
have an Emmy and
please?
just have wrestling promos nominated in it?
I think we should do that. I think there should be
Maybe-
Emmy nomination
And we'll-
by us.
Yes.
Don't. That's actually a great idea. Emmys are coming up in a couple weeks. Fans of us, send us names of awards that you want us to give out, and we will do a SmackDown Emmy Award show here on like this Emmy week, which
This
is in a
just
few
announced
Just
by
a-
Christian Rosenberg.
weeks. And just get in my brain. I think it's a great idea. We'll do it.
Breaking news.
Why not? That sounds like
love it.
fun.
I love it.
We won't have any actual awards.
That's cool. They won't actually be here to accept it.
That's true. They'll accept. We'll accept them all on their behalf.
Yeah.
All right, so SmackDown kicks off for the week of August 30th from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Just seeing like the background shots of Vegas. I love Vegas so much. I want to be there.
I deserve to be at a card table right now.
You deserve to be?
Deserve
What makes you
to be at a card
deserve to
table.
be?
Because I'm me.
Wow.
Not good enough
All right.
for me.
So,
I'll work on that.
so SmackDown starts off with Miz TV, and we find out a little later on why. But like as soon as it came on, I said, like, why is Miz in his gear? He's normally in a suit during Miz TV, and his guests. He has multiple guests this time, and they are the Big Show and Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
Two guys that 2 weeks ago on Raw were punished for what they said about Triple H and Orton and what was going down. But then this past Raw would not utter a word and were just so upset at the beatdown that happened to Daniel Bryan. So Miz was going on saying, you know, it's a free country and the WWE Universe should hear our honest opinions about what's going on. Big Show, let's start with you. Big Show's just kind of standing there. It's just like, you know, well, maybe Dolph should start.
Talk to Dolph.
Yeah, talk to Dolph.
Talk to Dolph.
And then Dolph is just like, maybe Big Show's ready to talk or something. You know, they just
Yeah.
keep passing it around, and you can feel uncomfortable during it, which is exactly what they wanted.
Yeah. They've been threatened. Their jobs are on the line. Are they bold enough to speak?
And
That's the
clearly, Miz seems like he's getting ready to, but then out comes Triple H,
The COO.
the COO of the WWE. And then Triple H actually acknowledges, you're not in your normal suit and tie. What's going on? And Miz, in typical fashion of a wrestling talk show, is like, you never know when a fight might break out.
It's been a lot of fights on a lot of talk shows.
There is.
Yeah.
And they actually got a nice pop from the crowd. It's like, all right, he's ready to fight. Yeah, Miz. All right.
And then everyone was put in their proper place.
Triple H ripped them to
He
shreds.
was so good with this.
Oh, that was phenomenal.
Talking about why is everybody taking this personal? It's just business. I'm just doing what's best for the WWE universe. Just keeps going on with that and mentions that, Randy Orton, he points to Miz, isn't a talker who can't back it up. And he looks at Big Show, isn't just, like a giant.
Just a guy that's big.
Just a guy that's big, and then looks at Ziggler, but is a guy that's big enough.
Oh, just cold with it. Just
sticking the knife in Ziggler.
Knife
Oh,
and
poor
turn it.
Ziggler.
I mean, Ziggler's not a really big guy, but he's phenomenal at what he
He's
does.
big. Is he bigger than you?
No.
No, he's shorter than me.
Yeah.
I met him about a year ago. He's
I gauge
right around my height,
wrestlers,
or just shorter than me.
Stature based on him.
But so Triple H is like, you know what?
Bigger.
We're going to make this in the act of business, and we'll make it fair to make you guys happy. Miz, you're ready to fight. And then he also comes and said, you haven't even sniffed the WWE title since WrestleMania 27.
That was a long time ago.
That's a while ago
Yeah.
now. So I'll tell you what, tonight, you're going to go one-on-one with Randy Orton. Cool. And Miz is like, all right, I can do this. But goes to Dolph Ziggler. I know on Raw you were so angry at the Shield because they beat you up not too long ago. So you're going to get your chance to get back at them by going one-on-one with all three members of the Shield in a handicap match. Kind of tricked us.
If nothing else said screwed more than Dolph's face at that one moment. He's like, well, I already know what this is going to be.
And then he goes to Big Show and tells Big Show,
steps eye to eye with. Well,
as close as he can go eye to eye with.
Chest to eye.
But it was like, if looks could kill what you gave me on Raw, you were just like so angry. So what I'm going to do for you is give you the night off. So what that means, so normally when you hear night off, okay, go to the back, pack your stuff and leave. No, you're going to sit right next to the commentary table the entire show, and you cannot get in the ring for anything by any means necessary. No time for you to get in the ring. And you will just sit there. And Big Show is livid. We saw throughout the show like 50 different emotions out of the Big Show without him saying a word.
The moments of tension with Big Show were so good. As you're watching Triple H just railroad him, you can see, I just want to do something right now, but I can't.
But you can't.
Yeah, and he's being treated like a dog too. Big Show, the way, come here.
Come.
Okay, go
here.
back. Sit down.
You go sit.
Yeah.
And then, though, JBL and Cole, when Big Show then very angry, he's very angry as he walks to like the chair, they finally acknowledge the ironclad contract, which we were all talking about on Raw.
Been waiting on someone to say something.
No, it's not like we talked about it the other day on Main Event.
Yeah, it's not.
But they acknowledge the fact that he can't do anything because then Triple H can just send him home and he'll just sit at home. It's like, thank you for acknowledging it. So people understand that, remember the ironclad contract, why he's not doing anything. That's all we needed.
Yep.
Good.
That's it.
So we kind of sit there and think, all right, how long is Big Show going to be sitting there? And he ends up being there the entire show. So we'll be talking about him throughout the show. But that was just a great promo by the boss, putting 3 of your top 5 baby faces into their place. And they couldn't do a damn thing about it.
Just taking them, putting them in a box. And like one of the guys in the chat roll just said, it's like he put Big Show in a timeout which is the
Yes.
greatest.
Yeah, that's
thing
He
pretty
sent
much
Big
what
Show
he
to
did.
detention. It was
It's just like,
detention
yo, you're on punishment. Go sit down and watch.
for 2 hours.
Watch the other children have fun and play, and you have to sit and watch.
You miss recess.
Yeah.
And then Triple H tells Ziggler to get in the back, start getting ready for his match. Miz, since you're already in your gear, your match is going to happen right now.
Boom.
And we go right into Randy Orton and Miz. And I find it very funny because on commentary, all of a sudden, JBL's acting very heelish.
Yeah.
He's usually kind of like the tweener guy, but with Randy Orton there, he's kissing up to Orton. He's kissing up to Triple H.
One thing I gotta say, Triple H did have his political look going tonight. I think it looked. He looked very political, like almost like he could run for office tonight. I mean, technically he runs a company, and he will definitely run a company. We know this.
Yeah.
But yeah, the suit, the tie look, it's something was different this week that looked even better than normal. It was like, hey, this guy's power. Like, without the stupid power walk that Vince does and all that.
Give him
it's
time.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
The
at
power
some
walk's
point.
coming.
It's going to show up one day.
Yeah.
It'll be his own version, but,
Yes.
you know.
So Big Show again, he's just sitting there watching this match happen. Match is kind of back and forth early. There's a point where Miz gives Orton a back body drop to send him out of the ring. And then all of a sudden the Shield's music hits. And we're all sitting there, we're just like, oh, God, they're going to beat the crap out of Miz, and Big Show just has to sit there. And they come down, and as they come down, we go to commercial.
Yep.
What an awkward time to go to commercial.
As they're showing
They do
Ambrose
that
come through.
sometimes.
I know, but it was just like, but it was one of those, we want to know what happens. That's what the app is for.
Yep.
But us on the West Coast, we still suffer because we don't get the live feed from the West Coast, the East Coast feed on the West Coast.
Take
We
your
can't
time.
get the app.
There you go.
It's difficult
That's
to say.
always a choice.
East Coast feed on the West Coast.
It's hard to say. You say it.
No.
Okay. My point exactly.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Yeah, that was good.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I don't know why I just did that.
I don't know.
Monkey
Come back from
Island.
commercial. The Shield is just kind of standing guard like they've been the last few weeks.
The thing that I find so funny about that is Big Show was on the other side of the ring.
Yep.
And they all had their backs to them looking at the entrance way as if someone was going to come running down the ramp. I didn't really, like, one of them should have at least turned around and kept out on Big Show, I would think. I mean,
Well,
Here's my one.
he's only the second largest person in the company
I know, but
as far as
I
tallness
think
goes.
like he's considered. I mean, right now he's just sitting down in his seat, so he's kind of harmless. Like he's forced to sit there and not really move, so
Yeah.
that's not someone to be worried about.
He's the puppy.
Yeah.
This is me getting super technical, but Triple H said Big Show cannot go in the ring at all. So why doesn't Big Show run around the ring and fight the Shield on the outside?
Good point.
Well, that's you being technical.
That's what I'm saying.
He's reading into it.
That's me reading into the lines
Yeah.
too much. But I had to do it. Orton in control hits his signature DDT that JBL says vintage Orton, not Cole. JBL calls it vintage,
Yeah.
which I found kind of interesting.
Because now you have to. I mean, the commentators are kind of picking sides a little
Yeah,
bit,
well-
shading it. So
I'm waiting to see now if Triple H is going to punish Michael Cole for saying the things that he was saying.
That's going to be interesting.
Let's see. We'll see if they do something, or it's a matter of like no, you're suspended and that, like bring out Josh Matthews or just some another commentator.
If they do that, they're the NWO at that point.
Yes.
Because now they have their own commentators. So
Oh no, I'm not saying have their own, but I'm just saying. Oh, Josh Matthews just comes out and takes
takes over.
does it or something.
Yeah.
Miz fights back and actually gets the figure four locked in. Big Show at this point gets up from the seat and is like standing cheering, trying to see if Orton will tap. The crowd is going nuts. The crowd is thinking Orton is going to tap.
Yeah.
But Orton finally makes it to the ropes and in typical Orton fashion, hits one move from like the apron, bouncing the what do you call that move when like you bounce the chin off the top rope from the apron? What do you call that?
I mean, it's got a bunch of different names, but
Okay.
it's literally a clothesline.
It's technically a close. It's a literal clothesline without the actual arm in it, an arm in it. And then Orton sneaks in, RKO, gets the win. And then The Shield come in to start the beatdown with Orton on The Miz. Big Show can't do anything about it. He's furious.
Evil.
But Daniel Bryan, our hero, comes down with a chair and chases off the Shield of Randy Orton. The crowd is going insane.
Yeah, well, Bryan's on a rampage, too.
Little man with the chair and beard, be careful.
He was doing it in
Crowd
the
just
air.
goes nuts as Daniel Bryan does the yes chant, holding the chair as Randy Orton and the Shield head to the back. And what better way to keep this momentum going from the commercial break than a vignette for Los Matadores?
Don't start.
Except for him. He's not happy.
Roman's not, if those of you that might have not seen our recent main event AfterBuzz, Roman's not a big fan of these Los Matadores vignettes.
No.
Would you like to explain why for the SmackDown crowd?
Because it sucks.
I just really hope they come out and you love them.
No.
I hope that happens.
Absolutely. It's not 1994. I can't even say 95. That's too close to the NWO.
Were you
and
excited?
DX.
Were you excited when they had the Fandango vignettes before he came out, or did you have the same?
That's a good point.
Sentiment?
That's a good point.
Fandango is a little bit different.
Why?
Why?
How many ballroom dancers have there been? Thank you.
Well, true. We've only had one Matador,
That's true.
and he was the Matador.
And that one sucked as well.
That was Deanna Tito Santana's career. Come on, give him some slack.
Let it be Tito. Let it be Lightning Force. Don't let it be this Matador deal that he's got going
The Aldo
on.
Montoya twins. That's what I'm calling their gear. They're the Aldo Montoya
absolutely hate
twins.
it. I'll say it. I said it for main event, and I'll say it right here on SmackDown. This company has Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar, and a lot of other, even Ryback. People who will just rip your head off or can wrestle circles around you, and you're giving us bullfighters. Really? Is that where the WWE is going? Bullfighters? I know it's PG, but come on, guys. Come on. It sucks. You know it sucks. Admit it.
I want to see what happens when they come out. I want to see how the crowd will react to
They're
them.
Puerto Rican, for God's sake.
They are Puerto Rican guys pretending to be Matadors.
Yeah, well,
This isn't Selena. I know J-Lo played a Mexican girl, but this is not the same thing.
you just compared J-Lo to these Matadors.
And J-Lo is more over than the Matadors
Ew,
will ever
I don't
be.
like J-Lo.
What does that have? What is your opinion of J-Lo? He was trying to make a comparison.
I know. I'm just thinking about J-Lo now. I don't like her. Anyways, move on.
All right, well, let's move on from someone just as vivacious as Jennifer Lopez is, and that, of course, is Vickie Guerrero.
I love her.
You love Vickie Guerrero more than
do.
Jennifer Lopez?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Well, she's in the back with Daniel Bryan. Vickie calls Daniel Bryan a bully because the guy who's 5'8" is the bully, and Ryback pops in, and Ryback says, "If there's anything that I don't like, it's a bully."
Which is hilarious.
I mean, Ryback bullied our own Ryan Morrill's Clum from Monday Night Raw AfterBuzz for
so
crying out
good.
loud.
Without even really looking at him.
No.
He's
Yeah,
scared to
he's
mess out of
scared.
him.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I haven't seen Clum since then. Is he okay?
He's still. I think he's locked himself in his room.
Okay.
He still has nightmares
That's cool.
about
He'll be all
Ryback scaring
We'll get
him.
him some therapy or something.
Okay, we'll work on it. Maybe he'll be back for Monday Raw. Who knows? But so then we find out that tonight's main event will be Daniel Bryan versus Ryback. Then a recap from Monday Night Raw of the whole issue with CM Punk, Curtis Axel, and Paul Heyman, which we'll get into more later because Paul Heyman cuts an outstanding promo later on.
Promo.
Rob Van Dam versus Damien Sandow. What the hell was this?
That's a good question.
I don't mean to say it like that, but this was a 3-minute squash match by RVD. No Cody Rhodes at all.
Yeah.
So what just happened with Damien Sandow in the Money in the Bank briefcase?
It did nothing for Sandow. That match has the possibility to be something.
Maybe it was slightly more for Ricardo and Del Rio.
Well, it was definitely aimed for Del Rio to come out to cut his promo after, but you could have made this a competitive match, even if RVD still have Cody Rhodes involved somehow. I mean,
Of course, that's what we would have liked, but
I mean, I think we're still waiting for when Damien Sandow keeps handcuffing the briefcase to the ring post.
Yeah.
We're waiting for either Cody Rhodes to somehow come down either like with the key to take it off and then steal it again, or like if there's a point where the World Heavyweight Champion's laid out and Sandow has the briefcase on the ring post, wants to cash it in, but he can't find the key for it, and then Cody's standing on the stage with the key.
I think
But again, we have absolutely a main event. We had Cody Rhodes lose to Curtis Axel.
Yep.
No progression of Rhodes and Sandow. Now SmackDown, we have RVD beat Sandow. No progression of that story at all.
Devaluing both of them.
Kind of.
Now. I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah.
So Cody was red hot.
Yeah.
So why you take that away from him right now? I do not know.
And the crowd reacts great to Sandow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sandow's been money ever since he showed
great.
up.
Yeah.
He's been doing this so long, since before he was Damien Sandow. This guy's a talent, but I do not know why you would devalue one of the guys holding one of the briefcases for Money in the Bank. You need to keep him hot.
Well, I don't even mind, because they've done the thing before. They did it with actually Daniel Bryan a couple years ago, where they had him lose all the time until he cashed in. I'm not against Damien Sandow losing consecutively while still with the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But I don't want him to lose in 2 minutes.
Yeah. That takes a lot away from him. And when you look at it that way, that tells you they have no plans on letting him cash that in the next 6 months.
Which could be kind of cool to have that one build up.
Yeah.
But we need his feud with Cody to continue.
Yeah.
And they really they did something on Raw. Yeah, they had him in a tag match on Raw.
Yeah, they did.
And then also the main event in SmackDown, nothing. I don't know. But as Corey mentioned, the main point of this was for Del Rio to come out and pretty much saying how Ricardo has betrayed his people, the Latinos, which actually gets a little bit of a pop from Vegas crowd.
In Vegas.
And you guys actually like Del Rio more now, right?
Yes.
Del Rio, this heavyweight title reign from Del Rio is the most entertaining Del Rio has been since he's been in the WWE, in my opinion.
I agree. For a long time, I thought Del Rio was kind of boring, actually.
Well, it's not kind of, he was.
Yeah.
He was a good worker. He did what he was supposed to do, but there was just Ricardo was more over than him. It's just he didn't have that thing that he needed.
He just needed that black
the aggression.
eye.
Well, the ability as a main event heel to win on your own, to cheat on your own, not have Ricardo help you.
Yeah,
and he's doing that now.
And now he is. I love watching Del Rio work.
I don't want Del Rio to drop that title anytime soon.
I wouldn't say I love him, but I can bear him now.
I'm become a huge Del Rio fan over the last 3-4 months.
How do you feel about Ricardo now? He's kind of.
They just kind of need to find a set spot for him.
Yeah.
I don't think this RVD thing is a permanent thing.
Yeah. How do you feel about the RVD thing with him?
I feel like he's kind of in the Ryback type of situation. Like Ryback, they got the bully deal going for him, so they're just letting that go forward
until they find someone to feud with.
Until they find a feud for him. Ricardo is just like, well, you know, he's not with Del Rio anymore. That was the perfect fit for his character.
Yeah, right.
What do we do with him now? Throw him out there with the newest enhancement.
It just feels so random, and I think that's why the squash match didn't work, because these two came out together and it just didn't fit.
I want Ricardo to start wrestling. I want them to actually have a feud.
Yeah.
You and I know that he can wrestle, because he wrestled out here for years. We both have had the pleasure of working with him.
I've been in the ring with him.
You've been. When I was reffing, I've technically been in the ring with him, not in the same aspect as you were, but but I mean, the guy can definitely go.
Yeah.
So it would make sense for this to eventually progress into him somehow having a match with Del Rio.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not the actual heavyweight title's involved might be a little bit of a stretch, but
I don't think they should do that.
They shouldn't do, because he hasn't obviously won anything yet to get that. But they should do something with the two of them in a physical aspect.
Yeah.
And we want RVD to remember that when you sleep with a dog, you'll get fleas.
I think my favorite.
The words of Alberto Del Rio.
My favorite line from Del Rio's promo tonight was, "You got your Rolling Thunder. Well, I'm gonna make it rain." And then he stops and says, "On your parade." And I was like, he should have just.
They should have even said on the parade.
Yeah, he should have just said, "I'm gonna make it rain."
You got the Rolling Thunder. I'm gonna make it rain.
Rio almost got it. Almost.
Or say like, this world heavyweight title's the Lightning.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
I don't know. I like Make It Rain.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
It's funny hearing Del Rio say "Make It Rain."
Yeah, that's why I loved it.
And I would like to state for the record that I want the luxury cars back. Now, I want the cards to come back.
I know it's expensive, but I want to see him come back too.
Yeah.
I mean,
They can make it happen, maybe.
when they're
Corey
working
said we can
Vegas,
make it happen.
They work
I
in
said
Vegas.
they.
They're working when they work in LA. They work in Vegas. They work in New York. They work in all your money markets. Sure, no problem. They work Houston, no problem. You get your money. I mean, you get your nice high end luxury
Bentley,
cars.
Mercedes, Rolls Royce.
Now, when
they're in Des Moines,
Yeah, when they're working French Lick, Indiana, I don't know if you can find a Maserati. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I know it gets a little bit expensive, but we love that part of his gimmick.
we do. And we also love it when our fans go to iTunes and give that 5-star rating, because now you're going to be going to SmackDown to rate us if you've been going to main event. So make sure you go to SmackDown, give us that 5-star ratings, and make sure you like and subscribe to it and all the other great AfterBuzz shows, because we do Raw, main event, the pay-per-views, Total Divas, all of these great shows, and pretty much if you watch any other show on TV, most likely AfterBuzz does it. And you can find out what shows we do by going to newly upgraded AfterBuzzTV.com, which has the schedule of all the shows. You can see what your favorite hosts are up to. And like I said, please like, subscribe, and leave comments. Let us know what you like, don't like. You know, if you like the fact that I happen to wear a blue shirt today for SmackDown, let me know. You know, just silly things like that. We love to hear from you. And you can leave those comments on iTunes, AfterBuzzTV.com, and as well as on YouTube.
So you admit it?
I mean, what?
Blue shirt.
You guys, before we went on the air, they're like, oh, you wore the blue shirt for SmackDown.
Yeah.
Honest to God, did not think of it until they said it. I'm like, oh, that works.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at the logo.
Hey,
Look at your shirt.
Well,
It's-
you also the gray.
it's a perfect match.
Well,
It's a perfect match.
I feel left out, guys.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Corey's dressed up for Total Divas.
Yeah.
Huh?
You look fine all the time. What's the
Oh, that was smooth. That was
That
smooth.
was smooth.
segue?
Alright. He tried.
Segue into Ziggler versus The Shield?
Well, no. That was a segue in me throwing something in there for
Oh,
her.
I'll make sure her boyfriend knows.
Yeah.
This is why you're
I'll
not the
tell
Segway King.
I'll tell him.
That's why I'm the Segway champ of the world. Dolph
That's
Ziggler
'cause
versus The Shield.
He sabotaged
He
me.
did.
He sabotaged me.
Ruined.
Yes, that was all me.
Thank you, Peter.
That's not my name.
Peter.
That's a different Rosenberg who's a DJ in New York. Dolph Ziggler versus The Shield. 3-on-1 handicap match. This is just pretty much the Dolph Ziggler massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets next to nothing in on this match.
Oh, Ziggler.
The Shield taking their time, and Big Show again, watching Big Show, who's still, now we're at the main event of hour 1, and he's still out there, still sitting, still depressed and angry
Angry
and wants to
face.
think of something to do, but can't.
He was like a sitting Zoloft ad. It was just sitting
Wow.
there, just angry face the entire time. I loved it.
And I mean, great way for the match to finish. Ziggler actually, he's trying to mount a comeback, but in the midst of the comeback, a blind tag by Roman Reigns that Ziggler doesn't see. He goes for the Famouser, which credit the strength of Seth Rollins. He catches him mid-Famouser, keeps him up for like the power bomb into the turnbuckles, and Ziggler bounces out of that into the spear by Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So good.
And shockingly, the Shield defeated Ziggler in a 3-on-1 match.
I was amazed.
Yeah, that was a really good
Upset of the century.
I did not see that coming.
Almost as big as if 3MB won a match.
one. No.
No?
No.
Okay.
That was not even an E for effort.
No.
Yeah. You got to go deeper.
Yeah. But yeah, Ziggler just destroyed. The Shield celebrated, and Big Show, again, nothing that he can do about it.
Poor Ziggler.
By
Show.
this point, he was on like the 5th circle of hell, I think. That's the face that he was giving. His emotion was going, he was going just on this deeper roller coaster. Just he never came back up because
Yeah.
they never gave him anything to come up on
Right.
until the very end, and then they killed him again. But we'll get to that.
So good. Paul Heyman and Curtis Axel. For those of you trying to get into wrestling and are aware of the fact that you need to learn how to cut promos, watch this Paul Heyman promo, and you will learn everything you need to know about how to cut a good promo. You have to do the who, what, where, when, why, and how in your promo, and that is exactly what Paul Heyman did.
He went down the checklist.
Yeah, just
literally.
boom, 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 boom. And Axel actually kind of starts it off, saying, this past Monday, my mentor, Paul Heyman, he performed one of the bravest acts a man can ever muster up the courage to perform. And then we get the footage from Raw with Paul Heyman whipping CM Punk in the chest with the kendo stick, saying like, I loved you.
Hurt.
I martyred myself for you. I was a father to you.
Everything he said was good. Everything.
It was real.
Yeah.
It was because that was the truth. Paul Heyman put his job up on the line for CM Punk. Paul Heyman was CM Punk's mentor. He was his father figure.
All true.
And that's why we can relate to it and enjoy it.
Yep.
Because we enjoy the reality.
It's organic.
In wrestling. Yes.
It's real. Like I said, I got some friends who were in Louisville in OVW when it was still a WWE farm league. Everything Paul Heyman said is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Punk would sit in that man's office when he didn't need to be there. They became like best friends, father-son, mentor type relationship. It was that real back then. And what it turned into is Punk would not have his job in the WWE if it was not for Paul Heyman.
No, not at all.
And now to see where they've taken
Punk said that himself.
Yeah. To see where they've taken those very, very real feelings and put it into this brilliant storyline. This is right now, no disrespect to Daniel Bryan. This is the best storyline the WWE has right now.
Yeah, but to think, and we also love the Daniel Bryan, Orton, Triple H storyline.
Yeah,
they got these
true.
two awesome storylines going on right now.
Yes.
A lot of good things happening right now, especially for the Divas too.
Yeah.
Divas are doing really good
Even though
too.
we didn't really have much of anything with the Divas tonight.
No,
but
I'm just saying that's another addition to good stuff happening in WWE right now.
yes. Paul Heyman continues, saying, for 434 days, CM Punk and I were the WWE champion.
True.
No, it's CM Punk. That's the point of the heel.
But-
CM Punk was WWE
But
champion.
it's his prodigy, so true.
He's saying you wouldn't be here without me.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's true.
You're my prodigy. Do I say that
I am not
was?
your
Do I
prodigy.
say that I was the first predictions champion? Because I don't say
I
that.
am not your prodigy. Talk to the hands.
He just called you.
Doghouse. Doghouse.
And
Why don't you guys get on Twitter and let Christian know how you feel about that one?
Yeah.
they're gonna give me a standing ovation. Heyman continues. If what was that? Did someone just say something, or did something just go on in my ears? I thought there was something happening. Heyman continues. If all of CM Punk's opponents were put down, why am I still standing? It's like, because every time Punk has come against me, he ends up on his back, looking up at his father figure, looking up at his mentor, looking up at the man who we should be worshiping as the God that I am. Mwah.
Building himself up a bit high there.
And rightfully so.
Yep. Like I said, I brought it up on a main event. What Sean Waltman said, for being a non-wrestler, Paul Heyman is one of the MVPs of the WWE.
Yeah.
Easily.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, you can make the argument that he is the MVP. I mean, you got pretty much Daniel Bryan and CM Punk up there, and Paul Heyman.
Yeah, and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman and Triple H are like right there.
Yeah. And then he finishes up with, if I dug all of this anger out of CM Punk out of fatherly love, imagine what I'm capable of when I'm face to face with a guaranteed beating. Can't wait.
I want to know what's going to happen.
I can't
I'm waiting.
wait for what happens. And let's make the crowd happy from feeling the seriousness and realism from that promo with tons of funk in the house and the Funkadactyls.
Hey, the Funkadactyls always make me feel better.
They do. They do.
Don't they make you feel better?
They're very happy-go-lucky, sure. Fun.
Thanks to Total Divas. Actually, me too, because I do it also. I am not a Cameron fan. I'm loving Naomi more and more and more.
Yeah.
And I'm loving Cameron less and less and less.
Can you say high maintenance? I didn't say that.
You did.
No, it's on the record.
Yeah, I guess I did.
And we can't edit that out.
No, that's cool. Let it be in the world. She knows it. Look at her.
That's her shtick.
Yeah.
Well, Tons of Funk are taking on the Wyatt family. Now, I thought it was also kind of interesting that pretty much when the lights came back on, I think Cameron and Naomi were gone.
I never saw him again.
Yeah.
They ran
Yeah.
in terror.
Yeah, never saw him again.
No. And rightfully so. I would run in terror, too, if the Wyatt family was around.
Those guys are big.
Tons of Funk actually kind of did a little homework and were in control. And we're getting ready to actually deliver their double splash finishing move on Harper. But Rowan trips Brodus Clay, pulls him out of the ring. And then Harper hits that huge boot on the 10 side.
Yeah.
Which then follows by his discus clothesline, tags in Rowan, who does his splash. Rowan needs a new finisher. The splash works with Brodus and Tensai.
Yeah. Not so much for.
Not so much for A, because he's not as wide as
not
Brodus
as
and
good,
Tensai.
yes.
B, because you got other guys that already do that as their finisher.
Yeah.
So hopefully that changes over time. But the Wyatt family quickly gets to win. And then Bray Wyatt comes in the ring, does his crazy stretch in the corner, which I can't figure out how a guy that size can do that.
He's been wrestling a long time, so I would think.
But I mean, like, that's like gymnastic type stretch.
Oh, come on. That's kind of a stretch. It's not just because you can't stretch your back out like that doesn't mean he can't do it.
I can't crawl for crying. Like, I
Oh,
can't.
well, your
Oh,
athletic
geez.
bar is set
Very low. No. I can crawl. I just choose not
He's
to.
just arching his back while holding the ropes. It
But, like-
looks creepy. It looks great.
And maybe it's the long hair, but it looks like he reaches the ground the
Yeah,
way
no,
he
he's-
stretches
I-
it.
It's the hair.
It's the hair, dude.
I know,
think
but
you're-
it makes it look really good.
You want to come up to wrestling school and just get
And try
in
to do it?
Just to do
And
that.
break
do it
my
one
back?
time.
I think he can do. I think you
he
can.
can
I
do
have
it.
faith in you. You can be my prodigy for that if you want.
I'll never be your prodigy.
Yeah, you come up to bump you one day.
Be careful
We'll
what you
Okay.
say.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see if you can do it.
I
She's
will.
coming.
It's okay. That we need a camera
Same
for.
day, we'll bring a camera.
Okay.
Put it right on AfterBuzz.
And to keep the momentum going from the Wyatts, we get the second vignette of Los Matadores.
Yes.
Yeah! Rome's silent.
I would love it if you liked them. Just waiting. Just waiting.
Wow.
I didn't like Primo and Epico when they were Primo and Epico.
Who knows?
I mean, they were entertaining. They did their thing.
They're good
but-
wrestlers.
Yeah, it's like, but Justin Gabriel was a good wrestler.
Yeah. And he wears a bad jacket.
Yeah.
Bad jacket, Justin.
He's on a jacket break though, apparently.
He is. Well, I don't know. They
So-
haven't been showing his entrance, so I'm thinking they're listening.
They're listening to us.
If he doesn't wear the jacket to the ring and they just show him after he's taking it off, great. Then I love watching him work. Do his thing, fly all over the place. Bust it, he goes hard. Let Justin do his thing, but not in that jacket. I can't. That jacket's holding him back.
And then from there we get the weekly Total Divas plug, where they're talking about divas, and then we get the recap from Raw of arguably the greatest female promo of all time.
Yes.
Only because I can't honestly think of a promo that was that much of a shoot style feel than this ever from a diva. I mean, if you can, then tell me, because I can't think of any.
Nah.
None. None.
Yeah.
AJ ripped into all of them and just
Harsh.
picked them apart piece by piece. My favorite, they didn't show on this recap that he did on SmackDown, but my favorite line of it was, you guys can walk all those red carpets in your $4,000, however they cost heels, but you will never be able to lace up my Chuck Taylors.
Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
line. I actually tweeted right after that and put hashtag Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was a great way to bring her out, because just like, well, hey, all this focus is going on the show and the Divas on that show.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Divas champion?
The girl who
Yep,
can
yep,
go.
yep.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see which one of the people from Total Divas,
Who can step up to AJ?
Natalia and
It's gonna be
AJ,
Natalia.
will have a
It's
great
It's gotta
match.
be Natalia.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have a great match. And Naomi, we were talking about our main event a couple weeks ago.
Naomi's great.
Like we
I
want,
would love to see
like the
those
Ultimate
three.
Wrestling fan. Yeah, we want Natalya, Naomi, AJ in a triple threat Divas title match.
Yes.
And let's go.
please.
Just put them in.
Give them
Go.
Give them 15.
Yeah.
Go.
They could pull it off.
Yes, they could.
Pay-per-view, give them 20. I just want to see them work. All three of those girls.
I want a commercial break in between that
Yeah.
match.
As long as AJ wins.
Oh,
well,
well, you got to keep the momentum going.
Naomi can win, but yeah, you
it'd
know,
be crazy if Naomi won.
I got two people
Not
in
yet.
that match. I
Not
won't
yet.
see win.
She will. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Just two people in that match that I won't be angry if they win.
Just two people in the match that you won't be angry.
I mean, I won't be angry if Natalya wins, but you know, I kind of got my two favorites.
yes.
We know.
We know, Rome. We know.
But yeah, nah, that was one of the best promos I've seen out of the Divas division ever.
Yeah. Then we go to the main event of the evening: Ryback versus Daniel Bryan.
Oh, real quick,
Okay.
before you jump off of that,
Yeah.
the one thing I didn't like about Raw with that promo was they left.
Oh, they left the mics on.
Yeah, the
on.
mics.
Yeah, you could hear the Bellas and Eva just screaming up to the stage at AJ as she's cutting that
Yeah,
promo. It almost killed it. It didn't. It took away from it, definitely.
I'm trying to figure out if they did that on purpose. Because
You almost
because
have
you
to
had the
say that,
heels
yeah.
on the outside that were still trying to talk the trash.
Yeah.
Because they kept going like, you're a liar, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They're still being like their characters.
You kind of have to say that WWE production usually doesn't mess up like that. So I
don't think it was a mistake. I think
they did
it
it on
was
purpose.
planned. So we'll have Natalya, JoJo, and the Funkadactyls just standing in the ring silent and just getting angry, and then have the Bellas and Eva Marie just talking and yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping. Now we'll get to Ryback versus Daniel Bryan. Ryback in control for the majority of this match, and right before commercial break, we don't even really notice it, but Randy Orton comes down in the ring. It's like,
you
oh,
guys didn't notice.
yeah.
I saw him
I'm like, all of a sudden I looked
I
up and
didn't
like, oh,
notice.
Orton's here.
pacing.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, now we got Orton down there. And again, still, Big Show is sitting there. So through the Wyatts, through the Heyman segment, all this stuff, Big Show is still sitting there.
Just looking.
Well, he has
sullen.
to.
I mean, when they like start cutting to the commentators, you still see him with that concerned, just angry look on his face. Who has ever, besides the commentators and the ring announcer, so let me rephrase that, has there ever been a wrestler that has been on camera in front of the crowd at a TV taping for 2 hours?
2 whole hours.
Tell me. They've had Iron Man matches.
Yeah. We've had people out there. We've had
Like,
situations like
but
that.
like we've had people come in and out several times,
Yeah.
but they've gone in the back and stuff. But literally stayed out there under the lights for the entire show.
in character.
In character.
Holding the face.
In the gear.
Yes.
Oh, I loved it so much. Ryback hit a really, 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 really nice spine buster on Daniel Bryan that I thought looked really good, if you couldn't tell by my adjectives before that. I like that spine buster, if you didn't know.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
Well, I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
And he's like loading up for a superplex. Daniel Bryan fights it off, hits the missile drop kick, and then gets his like series of kicks in. We usually think he's going to Ryback's going to duck on the last one, but he didn't, and Daniel Bryan hit them all. And it was funny. It almost sounded like there was an echo of the kick. But what it was Big Show slapping the commentary table with the kicks.
Get him, Daniel.
Just cheering him on.
Can you imagine how big his hand is coming down?
Oh, yeah.
His hand-
Sound effect, everything.
His hand is bigger than my head.
Yeah.
I mean,
Surprised the table was still there.
yeah. I'm surprised the table didn't break
Yeah.
from his hand.
Big
We
Show-
don't need power bombs through the table.
Yeah,
just
no,
slap it a
just
few
slap it.
times.
Big Show gets excited and cars break down. That's how type of dude he is.
Daniel Bryan locks in the yes lock. He's got Ryback right in the middle of the ring, and then in comes Orton, starts beating down Daniel Bryan, and then down come the Shield.
Yep.
They start beating him down. Big Show is standing. He's pacing. Mm-hmm. Can he go in the ring? What's going to happen? Oh, God. Will he do it? Will he defy Triple H? And he goes in the ring. And he stands there. The Shield, Randy Orton, they back off.
In the corner.
They back off in the corner.
Howard off.
Yeah.
Triple H starts storming down to the ring immediately. Get out of that ring now. And the way it was set up, I was, you guys heard me, I was screaming in that screening room, Big Show heel turn. Grab Daniel Bryan and choke slam him right now. That would be incredible.
Yep.
But what still happened was also incredible. I'm thinking Big Show's going maybe do that. Or Big Show finally stand up and start attacking them. But he grudgingly and just every step was just getting angrier and angrier. Leaves the ring based on Triple H's orders. He is standing nose to nose with Triple H. And at that point, I'm thinking, and the crowd is chanting, knock him out. Will he then just punch the COO? And then we tune in the Raw to see what the hell is going to happen to Big Show.
His arm was shaking.
He was so ready. His whole body.
Yeah.
He had tears coming out of his eyes.
He was really good. He was really good.
He was phenomenal.
Mark Henry good.
This might have been better than Mark Henry because he never spoke.
He never said a word. He just stood there. The tension built with every single step. And by the time they were face to face, you didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, you didn't know if he was going to snap or what.
Exactly. And then finally, Big Show walks up the ramp very slowly with Triple H right next to him, yelling at him the entire time, get to the back, get to the back. Finally, when Big Show's at a safe distance, the Shield and Orton continue the beatdown on Daniel Bryan.
What I liked so much when Big Show first jumped up and they cowered in the corner, if you notice the order that they got in the corner in, Orton directly behind the Shield, Orton in the corner, the Shield in front of him.
That's their job.
Scared to death.
That's their job.
Perfect. I went, oh, great, they did it right.
It's the new evolution.
Yeah.
Orton's the Triple H. Triple H is the Flair. Ambrose is the Orton. Reigns and Rollins are the Batista.
The Batista.
You need two of them to be one Batista.
Takes both of them to be Batista.
And it ends with the triple power bomb by the Shield on Daniel Bryan, and again Orton standing tall, holding the title.
Yep.
And that's becoming a recurring theme of how Raw and SmackDown have been ending the last couple weeks, and I like that. It's happening over and over. So you're waiting for, when is this going to change?
Yeah.
When is Daniel Bryan, or when is Big Show, when is Ziggler, when is Miz going to get the upper hand? Maybe all four of them will start working together. They were talking about rumors of that new Battleground pay-per-view having War Games.
Yeah. If they do that,
that's the squad.
If they do War Games, I'm in. If they build this all the way to Survivor Series,
that could also work
as well. The thing that I'm wondering how long they're going to allow Daniel Bryan to be down, because they raised the bar today by spray painting the man.
Yes, they ended up with the spray paint. They spray painted. No, they forgot the W.
They forgot the W.
They did NO. There should have been a W in the middle of that with the black spray paint. But yeah, because for the revenge from the Escalade, spray painted on Raw, they spray painted on his chest. No,
his chest didn't have enough space for the W.
I guess not. He's not big enough to fit a W.
There you go. That's the
if it was Big Show, but
that's the whole deal. He's too small to be the face.
If it was Big Show, they'd be like, "No, you will never get another match against us again."
Write an essay on this just Times New Roman 40. It's easy.
But yeah,
write my research papers on this.
So that is how Friday Night SmackDown comes to an end. Phenomenal SmackDown. Really continued the stories from Raw. Can't wait for this Monday's Raw to see where they go from here.
Anybody got a match of the night?
Match of the night? I'm probably going... There really wasn't, and this was very similar to Raw, there really wasn't any long match because they were really just progressing the stories.
Yeah.
I would probably go to Ryback Daniel Bryan for up until when it ended in the DQ. Either that or Miz Orton, because those were really the two legit matches.
Yeah.
RVD Sandow was quick. Ziggler to Shield was quick. Tons of Funk Wyatt family was quick.
Yeah, probably the first and the last match.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm picking Miz. I'm picking
the Miz Orton match?
And Orton.
Okay.
Miz and Orton.
I think I'm going to stick with the Ryback down to Bryan one. I think that one was a little more entertaining to me.
I think the ending was the most
Well, the ending, but that was post-match.
So.
Yeah.
So that's how our first Friday Night SmackDown AfterBuzz comes to an end. We're on Friday nights now, people. The word should be spreading. This is exciting. This is big.
Yep. He can leave. And
Wow, that's all I get?
Yep.
Like this big? Yep. Whatever.
Just like Tom the Calm.
Tom the Calm, one of our new hosts of Main Event AfterBuzz. I've already given him a nickname, Tom the Calm.
Tom the Calm.
So make sure you check him out on Wednesday nights.
I'm turned up because, we can leave here and go straight to the bar.
You can.
Rome is excited to go out to the bar now on Friday nights.
Yes, I can go and have fun.
Well,
wrestlers do.
Well, while you're out, like all wrestlers do, yes. Yeah. And us commentators, we just go home and twiddle our thumbs.
That is true.
No. So while you're out at the bar, Rome,
yes,
how can people find you?
And tweet you while you're at the bar.
And bug you at the bar.
Look for the guy that's passed out. No, I'm just playing. That's Rome the Ruler on Twitter. Look me up, follow me, all of that good stuff.
Join me tomorrow at noon right here at AfterBuzzTV.com for Game Control Live. And also you follow me at KAORIOUS Kaorius.
All right. And you could follow me on Twitter at CRosieVOC. And I get to plug this once more for this week. This Sunday, September 1st, the Insane Wrestling League presents New Era 8. It's our annual WrestleMania show. You can watch it live on iPay-per-view and on your Roku device for only $3. We got guys like Michael Elgin, Joey Ryan, the Young Bucks, B-Boy, Willie Mack, and many more. Please check it out, see and listen to me call the action and tell me what you think. Go to theiwl.com for the details of that. That's this Sunday. Show begins at 4:30 Pacific time. Hope you can see that. Thanks so much for tuning in. For Rome and Kaori, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We will see you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
All right, Peter.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.